every change that works towards students getting that sense of self begins to change the system. So
Mhm.
thinking about changing the whole system can just, leave you twiddling your thumbs. But thinking about how to support students developing a positive academic identity and sense of self and belonging in the academic environment will have systematic effects if we can accomplish it.
Yes, and coupling that with teachers feeling empowered to be able to implement something that helps not only reduce their stress in terms of behavior concerns, but it also bolsters their the growth, the academic growth and advancement of the students. So the teachers are also feeling empowered and supported. Like, I can see a change in the people sitting in front of me. How does that? That's huge for an educator, which then leads up to the administrators
Right.
who are seeing a difference in the number of referrals that
Mhm.
they're getting into the office. They're seeing a increase in test scores, an increase in academic performance. They're seeing an increase in teacher attendance because now the teachers are more connected and engaged and are having fewer challenges. So then this is something that they take to the other administrators and say, hey, we're doing this in our school. I think you all should try it. We're seeing a shift in the culture of our school building. Maybe this is something we should try in the whole district. And now we're beginning to see the systems impact.
Right.
And it all started with listening to the problem from the people closest to the problem.
Yeah. And I would love to just call out this example of that happening in New York City, where, the word generation program that I described to you early on, it's being used in over 100 schools in New York City. But there was a school where the student population had declined from 1,200 to under 200.
Wow.
Proficiency was 6% in math, 9% in science, and, in literacy. And the guy who introduced word generation he was responsible for taking these 100 plus schools and saying, if they're all doing debate in their classrooms, these word generation debates, what if we did a Saturday debate league
Mm.
and allowed these students who have never been part of regional debate um, to actually compete? It turned out to be very successful. So he took over that school that was failing on every measure. And today they have 65% proficiency in
Wow.
both math and reading. And what he did was on day one, he said to the whole faculty, we're going to do one thing right. We're going to do word generation in every classroom and every student. And then we're going to allow those students who are interested to join the debate league. And we're going to come home with the trophy. And that's going to change how we think of ourselves as a school.
Mhm.
And they did that. They had over 100 students on the debate team,
Oh.
over 100.
Wow.
And now it's been 6 years. They have competed at a national level. They are running their own debate league for elementary students. And when I interviewed two of these kids at the end, I asked if it changed how they thought of themselves. And this one little boy who was such an excellent, excellent debater said, well, I was asked that question last year. And what I answered was, I would like to be the second Black president of the United States. And then this other boy who was an immigrant and debated in Spanish as well as in English said, well, I thought I'd be a policeman, but I find I really like debate. And now my sights are set on the Supreme Court. So that's systems change when you change how kids think about what they can do and who they are. There is no more fundamental change than that.
What I appreciate about that story and what Suzanne is describing is it requires a vision of change, right? Which in many ways is hope in a place. right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
when you have a vision of change, and when you've got that vision of change, you get clear about what your trajectory is to that, right? For this
Yeah.
particular leader, it was, we're going to focus on this one thing. And that leader saw very clear, proximal and was hoping for some more distal outcomes that would get them there. And here they are, six years later, right? With 65% proficiency. I think that's impressive. And it speaks to the importance of getting clear about what it is you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it, how you're going to do it, and the assumptions you make about what's most important.
Yeah. And at that core is giving students ownership
Yeah,
so that, it's not just that it's one thing, but it's the thing
that's right.
that gives them voice and ownership and excites them. And this principal said, I have kids who I would like to assign to strategic reading. Actually, they're using the Starry program, but they want to be part of the debate team. And so they want that period for working on debate. And so I let them do it. And those kids make greater gains in reading and comprehension than
Absolutely.
kids who go through the remedial course. So,
Absolutely.
um, when
Yes.
you give students that level of agency and ownership, it just changes everything.
High yielding. That's great.
Yeah.